All right.
Okay. I'm Tom Harris. I'm a professor in economics, a state extension specialist in economic development, and also director of the University Center for Economic Development. I want to talk to you here about a fact sheet that we're developing with the COVID-19 monies on looking at some of the data that's going around and how we can use this data for analysis. One of the trends that we have is something that's unusual, as you see on the left. We had the latest data, 218 trends in non-employer statistics in Nevada. What's a non-employer? A non-employer is somebody who works by himself, and it's becoming bigger and bigger, especially if you think of what's happening during the last this not recession, but this last COVID-19 pandemic. And what it means is people are working more and more at homes. You may see more and more of this, by the way. In 2018, the about 7.9 million firms had employees, and another 26.5 million firms had no employees. That's what we are here talking about. People, the non-employer business defined as a business that has no paid employees, has annual business receipts of $1,000 or more, and is subject to federal income tax. This is data collected by the census. And it's going to be interesting once they have the 2020 data. But you can see it's more and more, it's becoming more and more of our facet as we see entrepreneurship. People work on computers, people who are actively working one job may be consultants at another job. This is where this is. The non-employers are generally small, such as real estate agents and independent contractors. They constitute about 75% of all businesses, but they contribute only about 5% of the sales. This is always something familiar with our economy. I work in agriculture a lot. You look at our ag sector, we have a lot of small farmers, and we only have a very few large farmers, but the value of output is over here with the large farmers because big farms have capital equipment that can produce more. And we have a lot of small farmers who produce a lot, but they don't produce anywhere near how big as the big ones. Same thing here, but these constitute different things. People have gone into these because as people have become retired, they use this as a way of getting second income. Generally, an establishment of a single business location in which a business is conducted or service or industrial operations performed. However, for non-employers, each distinct business income return filed by a non-employer is counted as an establishment. That is, it's just not one person. One person can have three or four. Let's say he's a music person who's a singer. There's his firm, but he may also get groups together, develop concerts. Well, that's another form. So as you can see, you can have one person can have a lot of establishments. Non-employer business may operate from a home address, and this is what you're going to see a lot with the COVID-19, or separate physical location. Despite the large presence of non-employers in the economy, little research has been done here. But as we become more and more enhanced with our entrepreneurship, what makes entrepreneurship, you're going to see more and more of this being used. Now, here's the non-employer statistics. This is what we have at 2011 to 2018 and how we have. Now, it'd be interesting when we get to later data, but look here, state of Nevada, we're ranked number 2 in the percentage change of percentage increase in these. A lot of people maybe moved over here and it's changed a lot. They had 61,000. Of course, California is such a big, but it's had an 18% increase. And so it's an area that we've seen that in the West, that people they're seeing more of this being going with as people with non-employer statistics. And I think it has to do with amenities. It has a lot to do with that thing. And it has a lot also, I think, what people are understanding. Do you have access to internet? That's very important. So that can also increase this non-employer statistic. But in the Midwest here, you can see the percentage changes. Down here, New Mexico is one of the lower ones, about 4.1%. The West is growing at 18% versus the United States at 16%. And so we're influenced a lot with, California with its size. But also I think there is a prevalence of this in our areas of the Mountain West. And we're trying to figure out what this is. Establishment by sizes. This is for the state of Nevada, as we see. As you would know, probably Clark County has the most, about 267,000. These are total establishments here. These are total by establishments. What you have when you have, if you look at the Bureau of data, you'll have data that'll have the county business pattern data. And county business pattern counts establishments, and you see it will count establishments 1 to 4, 5 to 9. These are firms that have employees. Here's the ones that don't. And look at the size of it. Yes, a lot more. Here, not so many, but the value is quite large. And in Clark County, as you see, about 10% have employees of 1 to 4, 80% have non-employer. Now, this is a bigger number of total establishments here. As a part of the total establishment, you see the non-employers are become, and the small businesses about 5 to 9. I forgot the other statistic, but for the state of Nevada and Washoe County, which is Reno, we have about 72%. Now, these are people who can be real estate agents, people who can work by themselves, people who are who work with professional as consultants, those kinds of things. And so, as you can see, they are a significant part of our economy. They also act as those who may jump up and get bigger and bigger as our economy rises, as they get aged. But also it becomes an area where in the COVID-19 where people can have a double income, but also can work at home, which is becoming more and more. Now, employee shares, basically, this one here was establishment numbers. Here's employees. This is number of employees. The other one's by establishment numbers. And so by the number of employees you see, this is where we see there's things of 10 or more, the smaller, the bigger firms hire more employees. The total employment in Churchill County was about 1.1 million. 17% was non-employees, 74%. I mean, the casinos there hire a lot of people, 4,000 people, that kind of stuff. And so again, the number of establishments are greater here, but because of the size of what they can employ, the employment size is a little less. Well, you don't hire one person here, between 1 and 4. You can see how the skew is of where this larger areas to these larger firms. But still, a lot of numbers here that do they graduate to go over here or not? There's a lot of that being studied right now, how people go from one step to a higher step. And it becomes one where we want to look at people to be educated so they become very successful as this. Non-employment statistics, basically what we're talking about here is the Nevada non-employment statistics with the NAICS groups. NAICS are what's called North American Industrial Classification. This classifies firms as either ag firm, a mining firm, and it's done by the DETR, Department of Employment Training Rehabilitation. When you become and hire a person, you have to pay unemployment insurance, and when you do it, they will classify you as a certain NAICS code. And here's the non-employers who are in this, and in this non-employer establishment, they have about 681 ag professors in ag, and you can see the increase. It's been a decrease in utilities, and then here transportation and warehousing increased a lot. That could be transportation, could be Uber. I think that thing. Those are people, individuals, and also here's the other one: administration professionals. This is usually what we see here, where people are professional and are helping, with being consultants, those kinds of things. But you can see the distribution of this is a little different from just not everybody's equally in here as a non-employer. And I think with some of the things like Uber and these other different platform firms, you're going to see more of them being classified into this non-employer statistics. Conclusion. Non-employer statistics firms comprise about 75% of all businesses in the state. And from 2012 to 2018, Nevada experienced a 33.2% increase in non-employer in establishments, outpacing the national growth rate of 16.7%. Additionally, in 2018, non-employer firms outnumbered the most individuals working in the firms with 10 or less employees. And so it's a bigger, it's something that's been increasing, and probably more so with this 2018 crisis. 2018, well, I mean, 2018 is the data, 2020 with the COVID-19 crisis. So how does this fit? That's okay. These are good statistics, but how does this fit an economic strategy? And I say there's usually 5 cases for economic strategy. One, improve the existence of firms. These are individuals who have firms and they become better business people. They become better firms, and they may graduate to hiring more and more people. And so that happens too. Now, there are people who are retired and may only want to be consultants, good. But to be better consultants, be better books, be better at efficiency, those are good also. There's a need for that. Improve the ability to capture dollars. A lot of these people have to be consultants. Nevada government, other officials want to do things. Why not capture it? Don't just send it out to California to be analyzed. Capture it here locally, and it keeps money going and churning. And so that means improve the capture of local dollars here. Attract new basic employers. Yes, you have new employers. These non-employees can also act as consultants, but also assist those people in developing their programs. Encourage business formation. Of course, this is business formation. This is where SBDCs come in to help people develop their firms from a single non-employer, how to get started, how to become an LLC, what kind of taxes do I need, all the array of things that you need to do. And increase age from broader units of government. Government does a lot of studies, and this is where people who are consultants can do those studies here. If we're able to capture more of those instead of somebody from California doing a study here, that keeps more money here going. And so this non-employer, these people, this segment, it really fits into economic development. Mainly it keeps local monies here, it develops the local talents, and it also may in the future, 10 years, provide a way of a small firm to become a large firm. Now, if you'd like to have more information on non-employers, we have an extension fact sheet I'll be glad to send to you. It's also a fact sheet that's from the COVID-19 monies. In my email, harris@unr.edu, send me that and I will be more glad to send you a copy. If you have any questions to this, send it to me. I'll be glad to answer it. This is an area that's not looked at a lot. It's becoming more and more investigated because of the word entrepreneurship. What is that? Everybody talks about it, but just what is it? And how can we enhance it and develop it? That's the question of understanding what entrepreneurship is. We can enhance it. So this is the end of this podcast, and I hope you found it informative. Thank you very much.